Hello and welcome to Old Faithful. New year, same us. I am Matthew Trask, the host, Matt Trask, whatever you want to call me. My thanks to Perfect Wave Production. My thanks to Carissa at Black Hills Blend for hooking us up with the Americanos today. I think it's safe to say I have developed a small but rabid fan base. I think this is a small but rabid fan here.
Well, I'm rabid.
He may be more excited about this than I am.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Frear.
Hello,
How
sir.
are you?
Doing well. How about
It
yourself?
is nice to see you.
Great to see you.
I am possibly the second most excited person in this camera shot. We have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We don't have a lot of time to screw around, but why don't you tell us a little about yourself, Tom Frear?
Well, I'll start with my first guitar.
Okay.
My older brother, Don, actually bought it for me, too.
Wow.
Yeah, remember those old stores in the mall, like Sam Goody?
Yeah.
You know, those kind of cheap shop, whatever.
Right.
Goody. We're not goody. Novelty shops.
Okay.
Like a novelty shop.
Right.
He bought me a Silvertone SG.
Okay.
And I had a Gorilla amplifier.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's like a Walmart brand. So there's that. Musical drive and influence. Blues, rock, jazz, all of it.
You have recently delved into country guitar in a real big way.
Yeah. Which has been an incredible learning experience.
You're from Nebraska.
From Nebraska.
You have a girlfriend.
Fiance, yeah.
A fiance. Yeah, my apologies, Selena. How are you?
Cool.
There's a guitar right here, Tom.
There's a guitar right there, Matt. Well, I call her the Georgia Rose.
Okay.
Yes, because it's all rosewood, George Harrison model.
Okay.
68 reissue. This particular model is number 462 of 1,000. It's a limited run of Fender Telecaster.
Okay.
So all rosewood, satin finish. Has a George Harrison stamp on it.
Okay.
Other than that, there's really not many markings, which I really dig. Pretty low key. I had Scott Pack down at Haggerty's Music put some Wilkinson brass saddles on it. Helps out with the intonation a little bit of sustain maybe. Yep.
Very, very, very few, almost no guitars are made entirely of rosewood. This neck is rosewood, the headstock is rosewood. The entire thing is rosewood. Leo Fender, the originator of the Fender
Never heard of her.
musical instrument company, was a genius, and he discovered a lot of things. He was an innovator. He was a tinkerer. He was a hard worker. He was not a salesman. No. He had very practical sales idea. And so at one point, a man named Don Randall, whose name later was on Randall amplifiers from the 80s, at one point they hired him because he had a sense of razzle-dazzle.
Sure.
And so he got this idea to make a rosewood Telecaster, and I think he wanted to make 10, and I could be getting elements of this story wrong, but we'll go with it. But what he wanted was a rosewood Telecaster in the hands of George Harrison, the most famous guitar player of the time. Because the Beatles, George Harrison was a Beatle, for the three of you that didn't know that. The Beatles were playing Voxes and Gretches and Gibsons and Epiphones.
Rickenbacker, Fender.
They didn't have a Fender yet. And so Don Randall got this to George right before the rooftop show. And I think that's really the only instance where George Harrison actually played the guitar.
Yeah, he didn't like the original one because it wasn't chambered. It was a solid chunk of rosewood.
Okay.
From what I understand, it weighed 13, maybe more pounds. And there was a rosewood Strat that was built as well.
Okay.
That was supposed to go to Hendrix.
Oh.
But Jimi Hendrix never took delivery.
Tell us where you purchased this.
Haggerty's.
At Haggerty's?
Yes, Haggerty's Music.
The guitar retailer across town, as we like to say here on Old Faithful.
Yeah, they do good work over there.
And did it taunt you when you...
Yeah, so I got hired over there. Right. And about 2 weeks into the job, I basically blew my first paycheck. And then some. It had been sitting for a while. I was like, how is no one...
It should become your number one guitar. And you use it to lay down nasty country licks in the Brandon Jones Band.
Yep.
Let's talk about the pedal board.
Yeah. So, as you can see, starts out with the Polytune 2.
Okay.
Heading into your Keeley compressor, because I put a hole through mine.
How did you do that?
Must have been a long night, and I must have kicked it.
Cool.
And that's running into a Morley dual bass wall.
Oh.
Yes, which I picked up from my buddy Conrad. I think I probably traded some gear for it or something.
Right.
But I really like that wah pedal. See, that goes into looking like a little chorus pedal, going into a mini tube screamer. That's going into a JHS Milkman, into a Flashback Mini, into a Hall of Fame Mini.
Okay, let's talk briefly about what is the JHS Milkman?
Slapback delay and a boost.
Oh, okay.
And it colors your tone a little bit too.
Okay.
But it's a nice coloration.
And the Flashback is
delay.
Is a delay.
Yep.
And the Hall of Fame, tell us about that.
It's a reverb pedal.
Some of you more astute viewers may have noticed we seem to have two amplifiers back here. And over here, you may notice this is an unloaded Red Stripe Bandit. It's just the cabinet.
Trans Tube 112.
What's that?
Trans Tube.
Trans Tube.
Not a Bandit. Yep.
Oh, it's not a Bandit?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I was going to say we had one on last week, but maybe not. Anyway, why don't you tell us about this? All of this.
That's my first amplifier. Well, it was. I mean, there's nothing left from it now except the
I
cab.
see. Okay.
But, yeah. Trans Tube 112 PV. That speaker that's in it is a Warehouse Retro 30,
Okay.
which is basically a high wattage Celestion Vintage 30
Okay.
that my guitar teacher in college actually bought and gave to me before he left and before I graduated.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, he was. Super cool dude. And then, yeah, so that's gone through a couple different speaker configurations, but that handles the Bandmaster rather well.
Sure. And let's talk about this Bandmaster head that we got up here.
Yep, 1966.
Hello, sexy.
Yeah, got it from one of my best friends, Bobby, down in Shatter, Nebraska, and comes from Las Vegas originally. I think I still have the original cab too.
Okay.
Big old 212.
Right.
Original speakers. They don't sound the best, but not terrible.
Right.
And it's stamped with a Las Vegas music store.
We've talked about this a couple of times, a hidden cab configuration as opposed to a combo amp configuration. Today we have a demonstration. This is a head and a separate cab, and over here we have a combo amplifier, all one. Why don't you tell us about this gorgeous Vox?
Yeah, AC15.
Okay.
It's a hand wired, and I don't know exactly how rare it is or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if it is rare or not. But the day I bought this, I actually went in to get an AC30 twin, 212, and someone had picked it up the day before. Heaviest 15 watts ever. That is a heavy sucker.
Okay. It's a 15-watt amplifier.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's got a Jensen Alnico Blue speaker.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know the specs on
A
that.
12-inch?
Yep.
Did you buy this to play country at the Brandon Jones Band?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That was your idea.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Paisley originally played a Vox.
Nice.
His AC30 before he hit it big and had the money to buy Dr. Z. Was it your intention when you bought this to run two at the same time?
Yeah.
It was.
Yep.
And did you bring this in and A/B a bunch of stuff and
Yeah.
you just
I didn't
went
really
and
need
picked
to.
up the Vox like a
Yeah.
champ?
I knew they sound great on their own, so I'm sure.
Yeah. We have one pedal board in front of us. Does it go to both amps?
Yep. Fender ABY pedal.
Okay.
Yep. I could AB them either or, but I just run them both.
Okay, but the pedal board goes into both amps. So
Yep.
if you hit the tube screamer, it's
It's
going to
both.
both amps.
Mm-hmm.
On one stage, you have both of them mic'd.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then our sound guy Trask, he just blends it.
Yeah.